Raiding the Kingdom, episode 139, Not So Swift. I have been waiting years for this, and it has finally arrived. I know, you're ready. You're bracing yourself. You're ready for
I'm ready. I deserve it.
it. You don't really, though, because you don't gloat all that much when the Chiefs win, because, I mean, maybe because you're used to it. It happens so often. But obviously,
It's subtle. I guess subtle cheering and gloating to an extent. But yeah, that was rough, dude. That was rough. So the funny thing about that was so we're just gonna get. I mean, what's the point?
let's get into it.
Let's just get
20
into it,
to
right?
20 to 14. Raiders win. First time since 2020 in Arrowhead on Christmas Day. Luckily, Coach doesn't celebrate Christmas, so maybe it
Coach
wasn't
Coach
as
celebrates
expected.
all holidays. Coach is
Oh, you
celebrating
do? All
Kwanzaa.
right. That's dope.
He's happy Kwanzaa or Kwanzaa listeners or Kwanzaa celebrators here. But yeah. So do you want to go first because you won and you want to tell your feelings and then I can go and tell you my feelings
I
on it?
will. Yes, and it's not going to be all happy because there are pluses and minuses to take away from this, and I'm sure you have an idea of what my
Yeah,
minuses
I
would
mean,
be.
we
Yeah. So let's
yeah, we can
let's get
get
into
into
it. So Christmas Day, all suited up in the Max Crosby jersey, ready to go. The opening drives, the defense put pressure on. Chiefs tried a couple trick plays a little early. It didn't work out. I'm like, all right, we have a good start. The offense, per usual, stutters. And then honestly, the defense really just started to roll. As the score shows, we had no offensive touchdowns. We had a scoop in recovery by Butler, and then Jack Jones with a ridiculous pick six 7 seconds later, stares down Mahomes as he does it. I love the chippiness. I love the aggression. Um, the defense really carried the team. Aiden O'Connell was not great. He did not complete a pass after the first quarter. He went 9 for 21, 62 yards. I wrote down it's very Jimmy G esque type victory where the defense really did all the work and he just kind of like was a supporting cast there. But no Josh Jacobs, no Michael Mayer. Zamir White put 145 yards on the ground. He had one huge one for 43 yards. That kind of gave us time to cut the score down or cut the time down and just kneel it out. I did get nervous towards the end. You guys had I think there was a big play to I think it was Rashee Rice who had 12 targets, 6 receptions, 57 yards. I thought you guys were going to kind of get it back. I was like, there's no way we could hold on to this without the offense putting something together. So really, like if we had any kind of strong offense against this strong defense, I think that it would have been a bigger margin of victory with the way the defense was just balling out. Malcolm Kuntz had 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 4 QB hits. In general, we had 10 QB hits on Mahomes. I think it was 4 sacks, 10 QB hits, 2 fumble recoveries, and one interception, which was a pick six. That other reception from Trevon Merrick was ruled incomplete, which would have been pretty dope. But we limited Kelce. He had 5 receptions on 7 targets, 44 yards. Mahomes was 27 for 44, 235, 5.3 average, 1 touchdown, 1 picker. I mean, it was just a stellar defensive performance, and the Chiefs' defense was also stellar, which was just unfortunate. I mean, maybe not great against the run, but Devontae Adams had 6 targets and 1 reception. You guys were doubling him. L'Jarius Sneed came out of the tent like a G and continued to kind of, knock him down. So that is my main takeaway there is we can talk about playoff dreams and all this, but we still got to beat the Colts, still got to beat the Broncos, who we're going to have to talk about. But the offense, Scott, you ever seen that show? What is it? Not the bench warmers. I don't know, but the guy from Anchorman is coaching a football team. What is that movie? You seen it? I don't know, but
the guy
they
from
celebrate a
Anchorman,
win, and there's one kid's. What is it?
they're celebrating a.
I don't know, but they're celebrating a win, and everyone's cheering, and he goes, "Everyone did a great job except for Randy. You contributed nothing to the victory."
Oh,
That's kind
that
of like
was I know
what I'm talking
exactly
about.
what movie you're talking about. Yeah,
Randy Randinger.
it's
The comebacks.
the comebacks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
So offense was kind of like Randy Randinger. They really did not contribute much.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
didn't do
couldn't
anything
give the
with
ball
Zamir
away.
White.
But yeah, Zamir White was really the only mover on the offense. So pretty disappointing from an offensive standpoint. But a Chiefs win is a Chiefs win. it's like our Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie, because we don't ever make it to the Super Bowl. You guys do, but it was just a very exciting game. Made my Christmas. Raider Nation has been just going insane ever since. We're not declaring ourselves Super Bowl winners by any means. I think they know, the majority knows that this was a nice win. We made Taylor Swift upset. Travis Kelce's throwing his helmet. Mahomes is screaming at his receivers and his offensive line. Just a lot of unrest in the kingdom from what it appeared to be. Coach,
Yeah,
now your take
the
on
floor is mine. So
Christmas game.
I worked
Floor
over
is
the
yours.
weekend, and got to sleep early Christmas morning, and the time change and stuff. I totally had forgotten that we were the early game. So luckily I actually missed the first quarter, so I didn't get to see the negative 18 yards and the atrocious play that they had. It was a very tough game to watch for me. Watch the rest of the game, just the receivers not being able to get open. Patrick running for his life, the defense putting on a stellar performance that just didn't get him anything. You know what I mean? Didn't get him to win. They, I think that Aiden O'Connell has a lot of work to do. Is he your long-term future quarterback? No, he's not. He's not. I think he'd be a very solid backup quarterback in the NFL. A guy who could come in for a game or two if your starter gets hurt and contribute.
Like Jarrett Stidham.
Jarrett Stidham, who's now the Broncos starting quarterback, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. But it was just out of I watch a lot of Chiefs football, and then even more so over the last 8 years or so, and this was one of the hardest games to watch because it was just like no one could get open, no one could make a play, and people are saying Mahomes is a crybaby, this and that. Like this is an emotional this is an emotional game, right? When you're going out there, and like I said the last podcast, when you're giving it your all, you're busting your ass, you're doing all these things, and people are just not getting open and they're not doing the things they're supposed to do. It's extremely frustrating. Football is not like like baseball or like basketball, where it's not like detrimental and you're beating your body up. He got sacked 4 times. His offensive line, he was running for his life. That's why I said hit that.
The first drive, he had Crosby and like 3 other dudes just piling on him.
Piling on top of him. That's why I said hit that Mahomes rushing over on our underdog.
And he hit
bet of the week, right?
Promo code RTK.
Promo code RTK. So there's a lot of kind of disdain in the kingdom. Dante Hall, one of our greats, called out Matt Nagy. And I was somebody who wasn't going to blame the offensive coordinator because when I see a lot of these plays happen, it's guys are not getting open. Guys are not catching the ball. That, to me, isn't on Matt Nagy. But our friend Adam Rank.
Is it on Brett Veach?
It is on Brett Veach to an extent. Another thing I was thinking about too, and before I get to that point, Adam Rank, our friend Adam Rank, had put in a tweet saying, "Oh, this is what Patrick Mahomes would look like in Chicago."
I saw that.
Yeah. So my friend sent me that, and I was just like, I gotta woosah that and just tell them that go.
Chicago has DJ Moore. I don't even think
they got DJ Moore, right? But the Chiefs, you look at it like this: there's a salary cap in football, right? So position groups, there's going to be one where they're not making as much collectively as other groups. Brett Veach believed in Kadarius Toney, Rashee Rice, Sky Moore was going to take a next step. He still got Travis Kelce. He didn't think he would, get old overnight, essentially. And some of these other guys would step up. He had hopes for Justin Ross. You thought MBS would play up to his contract. That was bad. He's making $11 million a year. He is stealing money from the Chiefs right now.
Him and Sky Moore combined for 0 receptions on Monday.
Yeah, and
Sky Moore didn't even have a target.
Amari Cooper on Sunday had an incredible game, and in that one game, Sky Moore only has 3 more yards than him in the entire season. So you bet on this group to do good, and they didn't. So you got to look till next year and see what. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of offseason talk because there's a lot of people on the defense and whatnot that are become free agents. We can knick-knack on moves that Brett Veach has made as far as choosing Sky Moore over George Pickens. George Pickens has great games, but he's also seems like a locker room cancer. I don't know if he's more happy in a place where he has a comparable what's the word a quarterback that is someone that shouldn't be playing in the Canadian Football League. But nonetheless, man, we got beat. Travis, I listened to his take on the whole game on the Heights podcast with him and Jason Kelce.
I started listening to that today, and I didn't get to finish it. He wanted Jason to go first.
Everyone's frustrated. They all thought that they had gifted the game to the Raiders. And
you thought they gave it to us?
And to an extent, they did because you had turnovers, right? So Jack Jones had a great interception, and then the fumble was just miscommunication, and then they scored on that. So when you give turnovers, technically those are gifts, and we shut you down otherwise, minus Zamir White. You got to take it on the chin. This whole talk of, we're going to get it corrected. We're going to get it corrected. At this point, it's not something that I totally believe. I don't, I made a bet with a buddy of mine who, admitting is saying this on a Chiefs podcast is like, I bet $100 that the Chiefs were not going to make the Super Bowl this year. He bet $100 that they will. That to me is a win-win, right? If they don't make it to the Super Bowl, I get $100. If they do make it to the Super Bowl, I pay $100, dude. I get $100. I can see my boys in the Super Bowl. So it's not not necessarily
a lifetime of pleasure as a result. So that's
right. That's easily worth it.
Joy I have not felt in my lifetime.
One day, buddy. One day. But if you look at this team and the way they're playing collectively right now, you can't be someone who's got some brain power and think that this team could beat the Ravens. This team could beat the Browns. Who's a potential first round matchup. I know we've beaten the Dolphins, but to me, where they're at right now, it's and the Bills beat us. Could we beat the Bills again in the playoffs? I don't know. It sucks because you're really essentially wasting a year of Patrick Mahomes' prime. He doesn't look the same this year in a lot of games because I think he's just beyond frustrated, and the team is just not performing. The Raiders got the best of us, 20-14, and it's a game, like I said, that you make one less mistake, you probably win. But the Raiders came in, handled their business. You can't shoulda, woulda, couldas don't equate to wins. And we got punched in the mouth in Arrowhead on Monday, on Christmas Day. And JT, there's probably some truth to this whole Taylor Swift thing. I'm starting to believe that now.
You're believing it.
Oh well, I never didn't fully believe it. Travis Kelce's allowed to be happy, 1,000%. Everyone's entitled to that. And if he's ends up married to her and they have a family and all that, good on him. They can have little Pfizer babies. But the fact of the matter is this: I think there's just with great success comes so much more attention, and just I know they're all football players and they're dedicated to their craft, but it just to me, even I was watching the game over at my uncle's family's house, and my cousin was watching with me, and she lived in KC for a little bit. She's a nurse out in Arizona, and she even said to me, she's like, "Yeah, Travis just looks old." He's like, he got old all of a sudden, and some of the catches he was making before, he's not making.
He looks slower.
He looks slower.
I wonder too if he came into the season injured.
She says he looks flabbier. He doesn't look as in shape as he was. Whether any of that is necessarily 100% true or not, I know Travis doesn't want to be playing the way he is, but I don't think that, I think ultimately, do I think we win the AFC West? Yes. So we win one of our next two games. Yes. But come playoffs, man, the hopes aren't high. Mahomes can only do so much, and these other guys got to contribute, and they're just not doing that. So we gotta, yeah, it's It's
I
rough.
think just the whole vibe is a little bit off. Like I was watching the game and I was noticing that like if we scored a touchdown, which obviously was just defensively, or you guys scored a touchdown, ridiculous numbers of people in the stand were turning around and looking to see what Taylor Swift's reaction was.
It's
You're there to
ridiculous.
watch a football game, like
Yeah, no,
and,
I think she's honestly become a distraction. You
I
got
don't
these
think
Swifties,
although
and it's
people saying
become like,
how annoying she is, it's not her fault she's dating Travis. I mean, it is. She picked to date Travis Kelce, but like, I
yeah,
think for him,
she
he's
doesn't.
got SNL. They said he's got 300 plus commercials. He's got the podcast with his brother. Like, I don't know how these guys have time. Like, you and I hardly have time to do this podcast. We're not
Yeah,
professional
yeah,
NFL players. So I don't
yeah.
know how they have the time to even do it. But I think he needs to take a step back and prioritize. I mean, I'm fine if he wants to date her forever and play like this.
But yeah, no, you can definitely tell that there's been kind of a change in him. And again, sometimes these great players, they minus LeBron James, they don't just get old.
Yeah.
And he's 34. He's got a lot of miles on those legs and knees, and he's been one of the all-time greats. But this year, I don't know. There's some chinks in the armor. We just have to fix them
Some
in the
cracks
offseason.
in the kingdom.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the play on the field and the product that's being shown is showing that. But we can move on and get onto our picks. But great, good win, man. Congrats. You guys got it done.
Thanks, dog.
You won the pick 'em thing too, right? We're gonna go into that next. So this is just for pride at this point.
Yes.
And,
so hold on. So I did want to play one. We're gonna do our plays of the day.
Okay.
You had a little bright spot in there too. But I would just want. We don't have to go into it. I just want to play this quick Shannon Sharp clip and I wanted to just get a quick. Give me like a 30-second response to it.
All right, okay. Shannon. What's more likely at this point? Casey one and done or Super Bowl run?
One and done. They just don't have the firepower. They don't have the and he talked about the consistency. It's easy to say that, bro. We in week 16. And you still talking about consistency? At some point, maybe I'll give you that in week 4, week 5, week 8. Bro, we 2 weeks from the end of the season, and we're talking about consistency. They went 3 and out their first 2 drives. They didn't get a first down without a penalty until their 4th possession. And we see the turnover. Mahomes, and he hasn't played well by his standards, and he's starting to take unnecessary risks with the football, which further puts them in harm's way. And they're trying to do all this razzle-dazzle. Sometimes the Chiefs get too cute for themselves.
Chiefs get too cute for themselves. What do you think, Coach?
I mean, it's pretty much what I said, right? I mean, one and done is definitely the most likely course that they take. Maybe they can pull out a win. They're going to have to go on the road minus game 1 because, they'll obviously have a home game being the hopefully division champ. And yeah, man, it's Shannon's right. There's no, we're going to get it together. It's on me. It's like, nah, Bieniemy kept, I think he had more discipline and kept the guys in line. And, I heard someone say, is there any hope of Eric Bieniemy coming back if he gets fired by the end of the season for the Commanders to come back for the playoffs? Like, that's a pipe dream. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
We're definitely missing some of that discipline and just you can just see it. And I know obviously the offense in Washington isn't blowing the doors off anybody, especially with the way Sam Howell's been playing. But
who just got benched?
There's a change. There's a change for sure.
Yeah. So one of the things we talked on our last show was I was pretty nervous of the trick plays. If you guys are going to pull out the ring around the rosy nonsense again, and you guys tried a couple and they actually which I misspoke. It wasn't Adam Butler's, Bilal Nichols, who did have that fumble recovery. That was a trick play that got blown up. But here's one that you told me to pick out here that did not.
Yeah, you tried it. I told you the original play I wanted you to put on there, but this is better.
He's lined up as a wide receiver. What is he doing? Pacheco fakes the handoff. He still has it. He's still in bounds. He's in the slime zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
The Nickelodeon version. So Wildcat to Pacheco.
I
saw he was healthy.
Yeah, that was a nice play. That was the highlight for the people that bear the cold and wetness of Arrowhead on Christmas Day. That was something they could smile about for a brief amount of time.
Right. So here's mine, the one that has, as you've seen, has been replayed and screenshotted. We've done it ourselves just because it was a pretty nasty play. It was right after the scoop recovery. So
little chip shot. Mahomes throws, and he's picked off. And this one's going back for a touchdown. 2 steps, 2 defensive touchdowns, and it's Jack Jones who had a pick 6 last week.
Antonio Pierce, the head coach, coached this guy in high school, at Long Beach Poly, and at Arizona State. And boy, what a great decision to bring him in.
You're not kidding.
The Jack Jones pick 6 for those listening on the podcast, not watching the YouTube video. Just another great play. This is back-to-back games Jack Jones had a pick 6 in. As they said, he was coached by Antonio Pierce in high school. And, I saw him and Rashee Rice getting pretty chippy. I guess Rashee Rice might have pulled his mouthpiece off and tossed it. Regardless, I saw Antonio Pierce try to, reel him back in. He had a lot of issues in New England. And I think he needs a coach that's going to hold him accountable and get in his face. So I think if it was I don't know what other coach I could think of that wouldn't be able to kind of reel him in, but I think Antonio Pierce is the guy. So you mentioned Aiden O'Connell. My main takeaway before we get onto the picks is I think Antonio Pierce is the guy for the Raiders. Even if we lose the last 2, unless it's like a 63-14 blowout, I'm going to say he's the guy. We need an offensive coordinator and we need a new quarterback. That's my other takeaway. Aiden O'Connell, not the starter. Antonio Pierce, though, that'll be the head coach, or I'm going to be very, very upset. But for now, I'm ecstatic. We had our win, and it was great. I mean, we know who has all the rings as of late. It's you guys, but the win on Christmas was just a nice thing.
For sure.
So now we'll get into Week 17 predictions. Coach and I had a close one. I had 9 correct. Coach had 8. My 2 picks that kind of saved me was I picked the Raiders over the Chiefs, and I picked the Ravens over the Niners, which initially I wasn't going to do. If you flash back to the show, it was kind of just to make it spicy. I said, fine, I'll take Lamar Jackson. And that was an interesting game. It's going to have some repercussions down the playoff line. But Coach has conceded victory to me as we stand at 155-132. So Jack Jones is the chosen jersey. Coach sending it to me with a different name than I'm used to being sent to my house. I'm not sure I'm going to share that on the air. But, yeah. So, I mean, maybe next year, dog. We'll start fresh.
We'll start fresh.
I mean, you've gotten me on a closet full of T-shirts, Chiefs T-shirts. So I think I actually still owe you one.
It was due time, and I appreciate you. And I got it on sale too, so I appreciate that.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I know you're busy last night. I didn't know if you'd have time to do that, but I do still owe you a shirt. I owe you a shirt from week 12.
Well, the thing is, I owe you a shirt from this week, so we're just gonna cancel them out. It's easy enough.
That's how you. Oh, okay. Unless you needed one. I mean, I just got one for Secret Santa, so I'm good. Okay. All right. Well, because I'm a gentleman, I'll bestow onto you the Saturday matchup, which I forget. So there's. Oh, no, excuse me. Thursday night football. I'll take because it's gross. Jets versus Browns. I'm going to go with the Browns. Joe Flacco slinging it.
Browns.
You're in agreement. All right. Now I'll bestow to you one of the better games of the weekend. Saturday, 8:15. What a treat. Lions at Cowboys.
Cowboys. And I say that reluctantly. It's at home. The Cowboys need to get this win. They lost at the last second to Miami. I really thought they would pull that out. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys. I hate saying that, but it's at home. The Cowboys really need to win this game more than the Lions.
Yeah.
Lions clinch the division. They really don't have a shot at necessarily winning, getting the number 1 seed. So I'm going to take the Cowboys. Cowboys need it more than Lions. Lions got that division chip. They're happy, and they'll probably win their last game against them. I think they're playing the Bears or Vikings or something. Vikings. Yeah. They're playing the Vikings.
I am in agreement with. I'm going to take Cowboys. Cowboys with the dub. Dolphins at Ravens. I struggled with this one. I know the Ravens just tuned up the 49ers, which I really didn't see coming. I just picked them to be interesting. I'm going to go Ravens again. They'll sit everyone in week 18. I'm going to take Ravens to take the dub in this. What you got? I struggled, man. I really did. Because I think the Dolphins are hitting their stride. I saw Jalen Waddle might not play, though.
I'll take the Dolphins just to make things spicy, even though I've lost already, so it's all good. But
we'll say, though, you end up miraculously winning. I don't know how that would happen. Maybe you do. Then, we'll figure it out. Coach with the Dolphins. All right. Patriots at Bills. I'm going to go Patriots. I think the Bills are inconsistent. Stephon Diggs has been locked down like 5 weeks in a row. I'm going to go Patriots with the upset.
Patriots with the upset. I'm going to take the Bills. I think Josh Allen keeps the train rolling. Starting quarterback for the white team, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills.
Fair. Falcons at Bears.
Falcons at Bears. I will take the Bears.
I also struggle with this one too, but I'll go Falcons. Taylor Heineke ruined my Desmond Ritter underdog fantasy bet. I needed 10 interceptions. He has 9. So unless he comes in to relieve him, throws 2 picks quick, I'm sunk. But I'm gonna go Falcons. I think they'll bounce back and take that win. I have to review what things I need to happen. I think I actually need you guys to win this week on top of us winning, but that's a whole nother thing. Titans at Texans. I think CJ Stroud's starting to practice again, but I'm just going to go Titans. Mike Vrabel, defense.
Yeah, Titans have been playing pretty good the last couple of weeks. Had some close games. I'm going to take the Titans as well.
Done. All right, Raiders at Colts. We need
Raiders
this
at
to
Colts.
stay alive.
After the Colts' performance last week, which was unacceptable, I'm going to take the Raiders.
You're going to take the Raiders. Wow. First time you took my boys in a little bit. I think you took us versus the Chargers, though. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Raiders as well. This is a must-win game. We have to stay alive. The win is necessary. It is in Indianapolis. We don't normally play that great there. It's been kind of like flip-flop with losing and beating them. If we're going by that order, we're due to win, but I don't know. So, we'll see. They don't terrify me. Like JT isn't quite there yet, and then Gardner Minshew is Gardner Minshew. It wouldn't be the first time though we've lost to a backup QB. But I'm going to take the Raiders. I think it could be close, but Aiden O'Connell has to score a touchdown. Let's go there. I need that to happen.
For sure.
Panthers at Jaguars. Who's the Jaguars backup?
I know they just signed Matt Barkley. I'm gonna take the Panthers in this game.
Okay.
I think the tumble for the Jaguars continues.
I really didn't see it coming. I thought they were gonna like ride this straight to the postseason.
Yeah, me too.
That's pretty startling. I'll go Jags. Once again, make it spicy. Who knows? Maybe their defense will surprise me. Rams at Giants in MetLife.
Rams.
I'm going Rams.
Rams need a lot of things to go right to get in the playoffs, but
yeah, they're playing good.
Stafford's been incredible this month. I will take the Rams.
Rams it is. I'm in agreement. Cardinals at Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles. Bird battle. I'm going Eagles.
Eagles will win this game.
Yeah, I think this will be a kind of a get right game that the Giants game was supposed to be. So. Yeah, because they're looking rough right now. Saints at Bucks. Coach.
Bucks. Baker Mayfield has been incredible.
Yep.
To me, he is the clear-cut comeback player of the year. DeMar Hamlin, congratulations for coming back, but you are not the comeback player of the year, dude. The story is cool, but you haven't done anything. It's on the field. Baker Mayfield has been incredible. So Baker, I've always been a fan of, always supported. I'm happy for him. Baker Mayfield and the Bucks win, and I think they could do some damage in the playoffs. I do. You got Mike Evans, you got the good defense. Yeah, they can do some shit.
And I wasn't a big fan of his until the incident in Cleveland. And I think the Browns could have saved themselves several $1 million if they just stuck with him.
1,000%
overall for a reason. So
1,000%.
They wouldn't have to be doing everything they're doing now if they just did what was right. So yep, I'm also pro Baker and pro Bucks. Bucks over my boy DC. 49ers versus Commanders. They're going to destroy the Commanders. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be gross.
They're going to be very pissed off. So yeah,
I'm thinking like
have a get right game and
13 or something.
They're gonna lay the hammer down.
Yeah. Riverboat Ron's probably final 2 games of his coaching career, unfortunately.
Yep. He's had a good run. Carolina, and he was a good D coordinator in Chicago, great in Carolina, and now Washington. Yeah. I don't know if he'll get another job, but he's all along he's had a lot of time in the NFL. He'll be all
right. 4 o'clock game, 4:05. Steelers at Seahawks.
Steelers at Seahawks. Does Mason the red-nosed reindeer, lead the Steelers to a win in Seattle. No, I don't think that happens. I think Seattle's got a great secondary. They got a great defense. They'll be able to get to Rudolph. I think it'll be a close game. I do. But Seattle has kind of bounced back from some of their mishaps, a couple weeks back, and they will be ready to roll. Hopefully they can get the ball to Kenneth Walker and he can do something. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, I could have used that last week. I'm going to go Seahawks for the win. I think Pete Carroll's going to get them.
Pete Carroll is 72 years old, and I'm just looking at this guy
I can't tell that by the way he moves and talks. You would never.
Yeah, my dad's 72. God love him, but Pete Carroll is like, I don't know what he's drinking or what he's living on, but
he's got DK training him probably.
He got DK training him. Yeah, he's eating gummy worms and chicken nuggets before games.
Right. God, I don't know. Yeah, you and I would look pretty different if we did that. 425 Chargers at Broncos, AFC West showdown. I originally had the Broncos winning this. It's Easton Stick versus Jarrett Stidham. I'm still going to take the Broncos. Jarrett Stidham is better than Easton Stick.
I think Sean Payton has a thing for Stidham. I think he probably reminds him a little bit of a Drew Brees to an extent. Just his ability to get out of the pocket, run around, and that's what you thought Russell Wilson was. But Stidham's a little bit cheaper. Who knows what's going to happen with that deal at the end of the offseason? Apparently, they talked to Russell Wilson about redoing his contract. He said, you know what? Now he's going to sit. So I will take the Broncos as well.
And Sean Payton just said they asked him about what's going on, and he goes, I can't replace the entire offensive line. I can't bring in 5 new receivers. So he's basically saying, well, I'm going to replace quarterback then. And they're doing the Derek Carr treatment. They're taking him out.
Well, the thing is, Russell Wilson really hasn't been all that bad this year, too. So his numbers aren't terrible.
Yeah, but they just probably – but the dead cap is something insane if they get rid of it.
$85 million.
So what's his name?
We can't get off that.
Yeah, we can't. You're right. Off-season stuff, sorry. So we're both going Broncos. Bengals at Chiefs. So I initially had Bengals, but I need you guys to win.
Thank you.
So I'm going to switch. Chiefs are going to beat the Bengals. I don't like how cocky the Bengals backup quarterback was and then got destroyed the week after. So I'm going to go Chiefs get back right game. And it's no Joe Burrow, so.
You know Joe Burrow? Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs as well.
And I think no Jamar.
Yeah, no Jamar Chase.
Yeah. Nope. Yep, I'm going Chiefs. If you guys lose
to them, I'll drop this right now. My over pick for underdog, 61.5 yards for Travis Kelce. Hit the over on that.
Ooh, I haven't picked one yet, so I'm gonna have to get hit back on that. Then the final game. What's that?
No, I just can't. I just was looking at that earlier. We didn't talk about that. So
you want to get that out? Yeah. The final game of the night. There's no Monday night game, which is kind of a bummer. The Sunday night game is Packers at Vikings. I'm going to go Pack Go. I heard that Jaron Hall might get the start over Nick Mullins.
Yeah, and
doesn't seem like a smart call.
I'll take the Packers as well.
Yeah, even though they'll be without Jair Alexander and his weird coin toss thing. They're suspending him for a game when they're in the middle of a playoff hunt, which is interesting. I did not prepare a Jackson Mahomes Award of Excellence. I don't know if you had one, if you wanted to give it a break.
I didn't. No.
Since the Raiders are excellent and you just want to leave it at that, that's fine.
Yeah, they were excellent last week. Their defense was. Their offense sucked, but their defense was great.
Don't be salty. Just give me my moment in the sun.
Yeah, okay, here. Take a moment. Play some music like you just won Miss America, and you're fine. But
I don't have any fired up. Appreciate it, dog. But that is our show for the week. It's really sad the season is winding down. Coach will obviously have some playoff coverage after week 18. I don't know if I will.
Might be brief.
Yeah, but we'll see.
It might be brief. But the important thing is for all your playoff needs, game needs, whatever it may be, SeatGeek, RTK, save you some money on seats. And like I just talked about with the over-under bet on Kelce for receiving yards, hit that promo code on Underdog. I know there's a lot of other names out there that you can type in promo codes. Ours is the same thing, but you're helping out a podcast that's trying to build something. RTK, put in $100, get $100 back, win some money, and come say what's up to us at the draft. There you go.
Yep, we will be in Detroit. And as always, on the Sports Podcast Awards, vote for us under the Best Team Podcast, Rating the Kingdom. We are there. We appreciate your vote.
Yep, and I get if we win it, I get a date with Lisa Wilson. So you're helping me out.
There you go. Help coach out. Get a date with the MILF
Totally
Hunters.
kidding.
Mom.
But yeah, just help us win the award. That'd be great.
All right. We appreciate you all. RTK will be back for the final regular week of the NFL. Peace.
Let's go. Go Chiefs.